Hey, it's Random Code here, and today I want to showcase a little program I have created in JavaFX, which is kind of a simulation of additive color mixing, where we have, if you know, the basic of additive color mixing is like the same basics of color theory behind light. So no light means black, and every kind of light means white. And we then start with this black square. We can then make it more reddish, then more greenish. We then got this yellowish color. We add some more red. Turns orange, we add some even more green, it turns yellow. So this basic concept of green plus red would be yellow. But then doing it in some intervals to make it a bit more interesting and actually kind of create some kind of gameplay, maybe. And I thought just this basic concept would be kind of interesting, turned into some kind of puzzle game, for example. But I'm not gonna go through all the code, but I'm just gonna talk about the basic concept of this game, where I have a few classes that handles one class that handles movement setup for this square, which I actually also have another video showcasing how we do this basic movement using WASD. And we then have a color mixer, which then handles when we input two different colors, then mixes these colors based on RGB, so the values of red, green, and blue, and then mixes them together. Inside the controller, we then have a few different setups. We have our basic moving shape, we have our anchor pin and background, we have these color zones. If I just showcase, here we actually have the scene builder where I just have this square and two color zone squares, which I then manually change the color of these squares. We then also have a timeline where we every frame, or not every frame in this case, every second, check if there's a collision, and if there is a collision, then mix the colors of our moving shape and the color zone behind it. And then more interestingly, we're then also able to manually set the colors of our two color zones. For example, an example I just showcased for my first color, which is the green one, we have 0 in red, half, and because we're using the JavaFX color system, it's going between 0 and 1, and not between 0 and 255, which is kind of like the normal RGB. So 0.5 would be half of 255. So it's half 0 red, half green, and 0 blue. The red is half red, 0 green, and 0 blue. And because of that, we also saw that instead of just having red plus green turn completely yellow, because we're starting with half red and half green, we need two reds and two greens to mix to an exact yellow. And what's quite interesting about this setup is that it allows us to change these values. If we just had something being blue and something being green, we should then have an example where we now have the blue plus the green, which should be cyan, which is kind of like the mix of blue and green. We have red and green turns yellow, green and blue turns cyan, and blue and red turns. It's kind of purple. It got a correct name, but I'm just gonna call it purple. And I then thought it might be interesting, fun to try creating some kind of procedural generated system, which then picks a color and then give you some options, and then you need to like guess or calculate how you actually achieve this specific color based on the options you have. And then has some kind of AI picking a color, which is then, or picking like a gold color, and then giving you some kind of build blocks to build this color. And of course, it should be possible to build the gold color from these blocks, which is then calculated by some kind of AI. But this was just a basic concept I want to showcase today in this quick video of we have two colors, and we can then simply showcase the collaboration of these colors, or like the matching or mixing of these colors using a basic additive color system, which simulates more or less the mixing of light. So I hope you enjoyed this quick showcase of this little prototype thing I've been working on. If you have any suggestion of what I can do with it and any improvements, please leave it in the comments. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I wish you all a wonderful day.